Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Several years back, I had just had to cut my hair off after having a head injury. Prior to that, I had these very long, flowing dreadlocks. They were down my back, and sometimes I'd cut them to my shoulder and then let them grow back down. But I'd had locks for over 30 years, well over 30 years, and they were long and beautiful. And so, because of this head injury, I had to cut them off. I tried to keep my hair a shorter length, not as short as it is now, but it was a nice length. One of my friends had said, "Oh, you don't want to cut your hair all the way down, you'll look like a boy." I shouldn't have listened to her. My hair is curly and straight and kinky, and it screams the mixed heritage of America. So in some places it stands up, and some it curls around, and some it lies flat, and some it just does whatever it wants to do. So I had this little short thing on my hair, and sometimes it would curl to one place or whatever, depending on the humidity, the weather, what have you. Well, I woke up one day and this hair had done a whole nother thing. I had big gaping holes throughout my head where this hair was doing whatever it wanted to do. I was catching an early flight and I was going to California, and I was going to be speaking to 5,000 bankers. Actually, I wasn't going to California, I was going upstate New York. And I got in the airport and I had seen my hair and I was just like mortified, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had never had a bad hair day. I've heard people talk about bad hair days and I kind of laughed at them. And when I'd get to the airport, I could go to the coffee shop and they would know, oh, caramel macchiato, soy milk, or green tea latte. They knew it was one of the other of those. Dr. Berry, what are you having today? And they'd have my drink by the time I got up to the cashier. Well, this day I get there and they're like, sorry, the machines are broken. And I was like, it's my hair, isn't it? It's my hair. Anyway, I'm just having this day and it's affecting everything. And I try to talk to myself and talk myself down and all of this. By the time I talk myself down, I get to the gate and I'm feeling a little bit better. And I think I'm looking a little bit better because I've talked myself down and tried to pat my hair down, but it was just doing what it wanted to do. I'm standing there trying to work on my own courage, and up walks this woman who was like the living embodiment of Malibu Barbie. She was perfect. Her body was perfect, her hair was perfect, her makeup was perfect, her jewelry was perfect. And she looks at me and says, "Hi, how are you?" And I was like, she's nice too. Something in my own insecurity began to just look at her with kind of disdain. And I got on the plane and she was seated across from me and she kept smiling, and I was like, praying. And I could feel this thing inside of me wanting to hate somebody that I didn't even know. And I wondered, what is this? I don't hate people. What is this? And so I said a prayer. There's a wonderful proverb that says, if a person seeks their purpose, the universe conspires to answer. And I said, where is this coming from, God? And immediately I saw myself as a child being told that I was ugly, I was useless, I would never amount to anything. I asked for forgiveness of those who said it. And I asked for forgiveness for myself for holding on to it. You see, I thought all of my accomplishments had somehow wiped it out. I thought earning a PhD at 26, or raising 5 children with extra needs, or writing 11 books, I thought those things would deal with the stuff inside of me, but nothing can deal with the stuff inside of you but you. You have to go inside. And when life gives you these opportunities to deal and face yourself, you have to take them. I got off the plane feeling much lighter. This same woman comes up and says, where are you going? I said, where are you going? She said, the Virgin Islands. And I'm thinking, oh, she would have a good trip. She said, where are you going? I was like, Buffalo. She squeals, we're in the same terminal. Like, how are we in the same terminal? She said, good, let's walk together. So we're walking together and every man is staring at her. Every man is like, and I said, what does that feel like? And she said, what? And And I said, that everybody's staring at you. You're so beautiful. She began to shake and cry. And I said, what's going on with you? And she said, when I was a child, my father told me I was ugly, I was useless, and I'd never be anything. Trust me on this. When you hear two stories at the same time, stand still and listen. I said, wow, really? She said, yes, I married the first man who asked me just to get out of that house, and he was so abusive. He beat me. If he wasn't beating me, he was verbally assaulting me. And finally, after we had a daughter and he began to talk to my daughter the same way, I mustered the courage to get out. And I did. And she said, that's been 10 years, but it still plagues me. She said, 5 years ago, I met the man of my dreams, and he wants to marry me. Every year we go on this trip, and at the end of the trip, we're supposed to get married, and every year I chicken out, but he stays with me. And he holds on to me, and he believes in me, and he whispers courage to me, but I just can't seem to find it. She said, but today, I saw you standing at that gate, looking so glorious and natural and beautiful and so proud. And I thought, I want some of that. And she said, so I came over to stand by you. And I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I told her the truth. I told her that I had looked at her in judgment, as if her life was somehow easier than mine, not knowing her story. We hugged and cried, exchanged information, and by the way, she did get married. But the important thing that we discovered together was that we have to know that we deserve good things. When life has beat you down, you think that that's all you'll ever get. But you deserve goodness. You deserve love. You know that you belong. This is not a story about kumbaya, can't we all get along? It's a story about how we need each other to see just that. We need to see the race, the gender, the story, the differences, and yes, the beauty in each and every one of us. My light shines a pathway to your light, and unless you see me as I am, as God sees me, then you can't even see your own way. I needed that beautiful woman to find my light, and she needed me. Stories connect us. Our stories, our lives, our burdens, our truth, our joy, our beauty. We are connected in it, but we keep trying to get people to change to be something that they're not, just so we can feel okay in what we're not. Come together, children. Don't you get weary. There's a great camp meeting on this side. I love you.